Did you know that right now, inside the very walls of your home, there's a secret war being fought? It's totally silent, completely invisible, and yeah, it's happening every single day. We're talking about your plumbing. And, it's not just some quiet network of pipes sitting there. No, it's an active system, and it's constantly reacting to pressure, temperature, and chemistry. It's a battlefield you never even get to see.
So, that's our mission in this explainer. We're going to uncover these hidden enemies. What are the environmental forces that are secretly trying to wreak havoc on your home's most essential network? Let's find out.
To really get this, you have to start thinking of your plumbing kind of like the veins and arteries of your house. It brings in all the clean water your home needs to function, and it carries away all the waste. It is, quite literally, a lifeline. And to see this system under some real, serious stress, we need a kind of real-world laboratory. So we're going to use a specific community, Anthem, Arizona, as our case study to see exactly how the environment wages war on a home. So, welcome to Anthem. It's located in the high desert of North Phoenix, and this place is basically a perfect storm of plumbing challenges. That's what makes it the ideal spot to see these forces in action. Okay, the first enemy, it's the weather itself. In Anthem, you get summer temperatures soaring past 115 degrees, which causes pipes to expand. Then in the winter, the nights can dip below freezing, causing them to shrink back. This constant back and forth, this expansion and contraction, just gradually weakens everything over time. Next up, we've got the water. It's incredibly hard. And what that means is it's just jam-packed with dissolved minerals like calcium and magnesium. The best way to think about this is like cholesterol for your home's arteries. When you heat that water, the minerals basically fall out and stick to the inside of your pipes, creating this slow-motion blockage. So just how hard is it? Well, Anthem's water has mineral levels that are over 250 parts per million. A concentration that high creates all this hidden damage inside your pipes, in your appliances, and it causes them to fail way sooner than they're supposed to. And the final adversary is the very ground the houses are built on. See, Anthem has this expansive clay soil, and it literally swells up when it gets wet and then shrinks when it dries. All that movement puts constant, unrelenting stress on the home's foundation and, you guessed it, the rigid copper pipes running right through it. Okay, so those are the big picture environmental forces. But how do they actually show up in your day-to-day life? Let's connect the dots between these huge adversaries and the annoying and sometimes really costly problems you might actually see around the house. Check this out. This is how you can translate these little clues into a real diagnosis. For instance, if you ever notice a weird warm spot on your floor, it's very likely a hot water slab leak, caused by that shifting soil we just talked about. Or what about low water pressure? That's probably that mineral buildup from hard water just slowly choking your pipes. These little symptoms, they're often pointing to much bigger battles. And here's a perfect example of that damage in cold, hard numbers. A typical water heater, it should last you up to 15 years. But in Anthem, that heavy gunk from the hard water settles at the bottom of the tank. It basically insulates the heating element and forces it to overwork itself. The result? They often fail in just 8 to 12 years. Now, I know the situation might seem a little daunting, but there's a clear, methodical way that the pros fight back against all this stuff. It's not about guesswork. It's about having a clear and consistent process. And that process, it really should be refreshingly simple. It all starts with your call. Then comes the most important part, a clear diagnosis of the real problem and your approval of the cost. Only then does the actual repair happen, and it's followed by verification to make absolutely sure it's fixed for good. This right here, this kind of transparency is a huge sign of a good contractor. They'll figure out the problem, explain your options, and give you a fixed price before they even pick up a tool. An approach like this just eliminates all the stress and uncertainty from the whole thing. All right, so now that you know how the pros handle these issues, let's talk about what you can do to be a smarter homeowner. Because look, while Anthem is an extreme example, the lessons we learn there really do apply everywhere. Let's just get right to it. This is the question on everybody's mind when they have to hire a contractor for pretty much anything. How do you spot the red flags? Here's a quick-fire list to keep in your back pocket. Be really wary of vague estimates, high-pressure sales tactics, or, and this is a big one, anyone who wants all the money up front. A real professional is going to be transparent, patient, and able to prove they're licensed and insured. If something feels off, you gotta trust your gut. Now for a very practical tip you can use right now. It has to do with the temperature of your water heater. You might see this number, 135 degrees, thrown around. And believe me, it's not random. It's part of a really critical balancing act. So here's the deal. If your water is below 120 degrees, it can actually allow harmful bacteria like Legionella to grow. Yikes. But if it's above 140 degrees, you've got a serious scalding risk. So that zone in between feels like the sweet spot, right? Well, here's the catch. In a place like Anthem with really hard water, the higher the temperature, the faster those minerals build up and kill the unit. It's a constant trade-off between health, safety, and appliance lifespan. Ultimately, that's what this all comes down to. From those norm spots on the floor to a rumbling water heater, your home is constantly communicating with you. It's sending signals about that hidden war happening in its walls. The only question left is, are you ready to listen?